Hello guys, welcome back to my channel Tanmay's Experiments. In today's video, I'm going to show you the connections and the coding for a joystick controlled robot. So in the last class or the last video, I have showed you how to install Snap for Arduino. If you don't know how to install it, you can just check out my last video. I'll put it on the credits. So now in this class, I'm going to show you how to code and connect and show you the connections for the joystick controlled robot. So first, let's go on and do the connections. So now guys, welcome to the part where we do the connections. So the things we need for the connections are a joystick module, an Arduino Uno. The breadboard is not needed, but it's already connected to my base plate, so I'm just keeping it there, and a motor driver. We need 8 jumper cables or male to female wires, a battery and a screwdriver. I am actually not using the screwdriver as I have already connected my motors to my motor driver. I'll just tell you where to connect them. So first, I'll just tell you the connections for the motor driver. The right motor, you have to connect the black, which is the negative cable, to the the MA2, and the positive cable to MA1. So I'm telling it again, the negative cable to MA2 and the positive cable to the MA1. For the left motor, it's the same. The positive cable to MB1 and negative cable to MB2. So that's for the motors. Now to connect the motor driver to the Arduino board, we just need to take 4 jumper cables and connect them to A1, A2, B1 and B2. And now that's done. We need to take our A1 and connect it to our 10th number digital pin, our B1 to our 11th number digital pin, our B1 to the 13th number digital pin, and our B2 to the 12th number digital pin. So it's like just the reverse order. We have kept this first, second, third and fourth. So it's just the reverse order, 1, 2, 3, 4. Fine. Now you get your joystick module. And you might think that there are 5 ports and we are using just 4 jumper cables. But it's not like that, because the 5th port is for the SW, which is the switch. So we are not using the switch in this build. So we are not connecting it. So just connect the wires to G and D, which is our ground, the plus 5V, which is our 5 volt power supply, next to our VRX, which is our X axis, and the VRY, which is our Y axis. So as that's done, we need to connect our GND to the GND or in our Arduino board, the 5 volt to the 5 volt power supply in our Arduino board. It's not only an Arduino board, you can connect it to any board, and the XRY, which is our X-axis, VRX, which is our X-axis, to our A0 analog 0, and our VRY, which is our Y-axis, to our analog 1. And we need to connect the battery to the motor driver. So that's it for the connections. You can just remove the battery as it drains. We can first finish the coding and then connect the battery. So that's it for the connections. Back to the coding part. So now guys, as the connections are done, we are going to start coding. So for the coding part, we first need to go to the control section and get a when flag clicked, a forever block, and if you scroll a bit, we find an if else block. So we need to fetch those 3 blocks out of the control section. Next, we need to go to the variables section. Before that, let's first connect our Arduino. I just connected my Arduino for my PC, and yes, now it's connected. Now let's go connect it in the Arduino section, COM3. And so yes, our Arduino is connected. So now we need to go to variables and make variables. So the first one is X and Y. There's another variable which you can make, which is the switch, which we can use for, like, if you wanna add a horn, you can just press this way. You can add the switch for the horn, but we're not gonna do that in this video. It's just for the joystick control robot. So X and Y is enough. Now we need to go to Arduino and get set digital pins, 4 of them. And as you saw in the connections part, we have connected the pins to 10, 11, 12 and 13. So we are gonna put the numbers, or put the digital pins 10, 11, 12 and 13. So 10 and 11 are for the right motor, and 11, 12 and 13 are for the left motor. Now we need to duplicate it 4 times. Duplicate and put it in the else section of the next one. Do that 4 times. So now when you come to the last else, just duplicate these 4 things, the set digital ones, and put it in the else. Make everything wrong, because else, if the motor is if we are not going any side, the motors need to stop, and the robot should be stationary. So we need to make everything wrong. Now we go back to variables, and we need to get set. Just put it above the if. We need 2 of these because we have 2 variables which are X and Y. Shit, we duplicated everything. We just need to duplicate the block, the singular block, and add X and Y. Now as we have connected X to pin number A0, analog pins A0, we need to go to Arduino and get the pin called as analog reading and put it in both of them. So this is to A0 and this is A1. Let me just check on again. And yeah, we are correct. We connected X to A0 and Y to A1. And now we need to go back to variables, no operators, and get the equal to operator. And then we need to go back to variables and get X. Just duplicate this and put it in one more. Duplicate this again twice for the other 2. But in the other 2, you just need to remove X and put in Y. And again remove X and add Y. Actually, flip things over. We actually have to put X on the bottom and Y on the top. I'm actually sorry. And so Y 1023 is to go forward. 1023 is to go forward. So for forward, the right motor need to go clockwise, and the left motor need to go anti-clockwise. So for clockwise, we need to make the smaller one X and the bigger one Y, tick. And the same, the opposite goes for the 13 and 12 and 13 pin. And the Y0 is to do the opposite, to go back. So we just need to do the opposite of the first one. Sorry, it got on. Tick, wrong, wrong, tick. And next for the Y, 1023 is to go left. So we are using 1023 as it's the max value our joystick control robot can go. Joystick module can go to. So it's the max value. So we are using 1023. So for a robot to move left, both our motors should turn towards the clockwise motion. So we need to do wrong, tick, wrong and tick, and 0 to go right. And now we need to do tick, wrong, tick, wrong. And so that's it. Our code's ready. So now let's just test it. Now as you can see, I'm putting on the pop-up. The robot is moving forward, backward, right and left. So our code is working. You can see in the in the video I have put on the top. So successfully our code is working. Forward, backward, right and left. So that's perfectly fine. So thank you for watching, guys. If you do like the video, like, share, comment and subscribe to Tanvi's Experiments. Meet you on the next video. Bye.